whatever. We're doing something today. Tracy said the picture's in the corner. Let's go to the other footage. Today we're going to lace up the new rear wheel for my Polygon, and it's 26-inch rim. And you'll see over me a picture with the parts that I'm using. There's a Sunringle rim, there's a Zitto hub that's set up for a SRAM XD style cassette, DT Swiss spokes. So I want to show you a few little parts we're going to use today. We have a spoke wrench, some spoke prep. I have this little tool here. Now the last couple wheels I did, I just used a pick and I put the nipple on there, and it kind of worked, but you couldn't make it tighten too good. This thing works a lot better. You put that on there, and then when you're going through the double rim, you can tighten it. It gives you a little, you can tighten it a little bit. So this thing worked out good. You don't have to have it. And a screwdriver. They actually have special screwdrivers for spinning the nipples in, but this worked fine for what I was doing. And then it's just your standard nipple wrench. And then this thing here, this is a spoke tension gauge. I'll talk about this later in the video. You'll see what that's for. This tool here I made up, we're going to use later. It's going to show the offset on the hub. We don't have to worry about that quite yet. When I first started thinking about lacing wheels, I was a little confused about how to figure out spoke length and things like that. So I found this program. We're going to look at it on the computer, and we're going to go through it. I'm going to show you how I was able to figure out what spokes to use, because not only do you need a certain length spoke, your drive side and your non-drive side are two different size spokes. So we're going to look at that computer right now. So this is the spoke calculator I used. It was prowheelbuilder.com, and there's plenty of them though. But if you notice on here, they have drop-down menus. You can pick out what rim you used. I happen to use DT Swiss, and it was 533. So if your rim is not listed, they show you over here how you can calculate the effective rim diameter. And in the hub, my hub was not included. It was not anywhere on here. So what I had to do was I had the dimensions from the hub, which in the listing when I bought the hubs, they gave you a text sheet that had all the dimensions. So it told me what the flange to center was. It told me what the flange diameters were. So all I did was I plugged those numbers into here, and then spokes is 32, and the lacing pattern, which is very common, is cross 3 or 3 cross. And then once you have all your numbers in there, you hit calculate, and it'll give you the two spoke sizes. So one side will be shorter than the other. That was really about it. That's how I got my, and then I just ordered the spokes. I couldn't order them exact because when I did the calculations, I'll give you an example. My front hub, the left spoke was 271.9 millimeter, and the right was 273.5. So what I ordered was 272s for the left and 274s for the right. So I was off 0.1 millimeter on the left and 0.5 millimeter on the right. So you just try to stay as close as you can, but get to a full size spoke. All right, so now that we went over that on how to figure out what spokes you need, we're going to go on to lacing the wheel up, and you'll see how it's actually done. All right, so here's our parts. I have my hub, 32 hole, set up for an XD driver. And we're going to start on the non-drive side. We're going to start on the brake side. So, but the first thing I'm going to do before we get threading it, this time I bought some spoke prep. Last time I used some grease. I think it's okay. I've heard of other people using grease. Let me get the spokes prepped and we'll get ready to go. I separated them, brake side and drive side, because they're different lengths, like we saw on the, you'll see on the computer program. They come up being different lengths. So, let me get the spokes prepped and then we'll come back. Alright, we're starting on the non-drive side. And the writing is going to be just counterclockwise. We'll go in here. We're going to go right to the left of the valve stem hole. Just put this on a couple turns. We're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and then the fourth one we're going in. Skip 1 here. One, 2, 3, number 4. Okay, so now we go over to the drive side. Okay, so we're on the drive side now. And what we're going to do is, if you can see this spoke, if you look straight up, it's in the middle of these two holes. So we're going to go to the right of that center line. That's where we're going to start. Okay, so what happens is we go right to the right of this one. And make sure you're pulling the drive side spokes when you're doing this. Skip a hole, right there. Next one over. Alright, so now we're going to give it its twist. We're going to give it a clockwise twist. Okay. And we're still on the drive side, so we're going to come up through any hole, doesn't matter which one. Okay. And then you're going over, over, and then under this one. And skip a hole. So you're skipping that hole over, 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 and then under. And I'm going to use this little thing for holding spokes to, because when you're dealing with a double wall rim, it's a little tricky. Okay, so we're still on the drive side, so over, over, and then under. And skip one. Alright, so now we're going to flip it. And we're going to do the disc brake side. Same thing though. Cross one, cross two, under that one. Actually, if I wasn't recording this, it'd probably be kind of relaxing to do. So what I do now, so I'm gonna warn you, it's gonna seem like some of the spokes just seem wrong, and it's just like that. So what you do is, this is what I do. My whole three-wheel expertise. I run all the nipples up just right in a row until they're at the top. The spoke is basically at the top of the nipple. Well, there's the core. Look at that. It worked out. If you look through the, I don't think you could see it probably. If you could see through the valve stem core, you could see the name. So, it don't mean nothing. I don't know. I guess it's just what you're supposed to try to do to make it look like a professional did it. Anyway, that's what he did on the video, so I don't know. Crazy it is. Ooh, it ain't bad at all. It ain't bad. I mean, of course, I got to throw it on the thing. So what I did last time, did a half a turn each one. These seem a little tighter though. Just do a half. I'm gonna go right around, do a half on each one. You know what? You got to start at the valve stem though, and I didn't. So it's going to be on the 3. Let's remember the 3. All right. Still ain't terrible. So obviously what we're going to need to do is, I need the alignment tool. I don't have it here right now. I'm going to have it probably beginning of the week, and I'm going to put it in there, true it up, and I have a spoke tension tool. The spoke tension tool I got. Yeah, it's a cheap one, but I'm basically going to use it as a comparison. I checked some of my wheels from my Polygon, which were from Polygon, and they were about number 31 on this scale. Some of my other wheels were 28, something like that. The best I can figure is I think 31 is a good number for a wheel that says no more than 1200 Newton meters of spoke tension. This one don't say on it. I'll have to look at the paperwork. But I'm already at 25 on that one. 26 on that one. 23. See, I'm all over the place. So I probably, 26, I probably need to get them in the ballpark. And then when I true it, loosen one side a quarter, tighten the other side a quarter. You know, get the tension where I want it, even though it's not out of true. And then move the wheel around by loosening, tightening, loosening, tightening. So, it's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all for figure. No. Not bad at all, I don't think. That's as far as I'm going with this. I'm not going to true it up yet. I don't have the stand here. So it's basically pretty straightforward. Watch some videos, not mine. Mine's more entertainment than actual. But like I said, the video I used when I built my first wheel is going to be in the description. You can find a link to it. And I thought he did a real good job explaining it. So you can check that out. Alright. So that's it for wheel building for tonight. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed watching the wheel being laced up. I just want to say the really thing I like about it is you get to pick out what parts you want. The width of the rim, the brand of the rim, the hub, spokes, whatever. So, you know, maybe you'll watch this video and it'll make you want to do it yourself. And the truing stand showed up. So what I have to do is I got to tension all the spokes and then true it up. But that's a story for another time. So I'm going to leave it right here for now.